guys just saw the first 4 of the pitches that we're looking at tonight. And you guys were on the same stage yourselves, cycle 1, cycle 3. So I want to be very thoughtful about what were you guys' first impressions when you guys did your pitch? What were you thinking? You have like 8 more folks coming after this.
I was like, what the? Honestly, like, this is not easy. These pitches were incredible. I just really want to give another round of applause to all of these amazing founders and companies. I remember being like the inaugural OG Techstars powered by JP Morgan. And really, I just remember like being surrounded by support. This ecosystem that I see in here. It was comforting knowing that like the people that were listening to my pitch and those that were cheering me on were also those that like helped me refine it. They were the ones that were like, that's trash. Let's rework it in the most loving way, holding me accountable and really like ensuring that the story that we're telling is fully aligned with the vision. And so I really think that like it's the power of this ecosystem that's here in Detroit, that's next level. And I just remember feeling like really supported and also like it's game time.
Okay, I like that game time. Nikhil, what kind of advice would you give for the remaining pitchers who are about to come out?
One thing that I would say is like mind is an interesting thing. It always would like to strategize, especially for the entrepreneurs. What could go wrong? Where I need to stress? Are they getting the message right or wrong? All these things will go through the mind. So one thing that I realized with, of course, help of Mike, the coach of Techstars.
Mike Evans,
Forefront
Consulting.
Yes. So just to shut down the mind right before the pitch. We know we have practiced enough where the information will come out right, the way it's supposed to be. Just don't overthink it. Just go and deliver what you have practiced, and I'm sure whatever happens later.
So if either of you had to do your pitch again, what would you do differently?
Ooh, that's a good one. I wouldn't do anything differently, honestly. Like I feel like I had enough reps. Like in Techstars, like you're running that pitch. You're running
every week.
And I really felt like I was in the gym, putting in the reps, and I wouldn't change a thing. I thought that, I felt really supported with my mentors and the people that were, again, like I said before, like holding me accountable, really pushing me, working with the coaches as well, really allowed for me to hone in on the vision, the story, and also just like, I love what you said about like, it's all mental and like being like starting with the mind. And I felt really like comfortable there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
I would say I would change if Techstars increased from 3 minutes to 5 minutes. It's hard to change anything in that.
Everybody wants 5 minutes. That's fine. All right. So one of the things that many of the founders tonight who are pitching tonight, and then many of the founders who are in the audience watching right now, is everybody really wants to fundraise. Everybody's looking for those tools that will help them scale. Talk to us a little bit about what can you think of one fundraising strategy that you would suggest? Because both of you have been very successful in that realm. And talk a little bit about your successes.
I mean, the only strategy is to follow up. That's one thing that I personally saw many people miss that point, because these investors have a lot of deals to consider. We have to show that there is progress that is made. We are moving towards the right direction, and this is the time they can come in to get the best deal out of it. And of course, it's always a game. We just have to play one investor against another, I guess. So just show the progress, do what we have to do, and I think the results will come.
And what were the results for you? And what would you say is your biggest learning or surprise from your fundraising journey?
The time that you close a round is not always the same that you think that the way that you would go.
Okay.
For example, in my round, I had like perfect 6 investors, very diverse investors. We are about to close the round, but there is one investor who came in who wants to take the entire round. So which we are not even expecting it, let's say. So just just keep open-minded. There will be a lot of surprises, a lot of things that you cannot expect. Just be ready to make the right decision at the end of the day.
Krista?
Yeah, I think I want to echo that. Stay ready, like get ready and stay ready, like literally. I think that one of the things that I did that was quite uncommon, like no one really told me to do this, was I made my own like little FAQ. And I wrote down every question that an investor would ask me. And I answered it. And it was me like putting in the reps, the work, and it also allowed for me to like really think about my business in a really meaningful way. And then also, all the investors are asking the same questions, y'all, right? So it's like, all right, now like I know exactly how to respond to this, but also knowing when to say, I don't know, right? I don't have the answer to that. We're still discovering, would love to hear your thoughts. Right? I think having that vulnerability to say like, it's still early stage and we're still figuring it out. And not like acting like you know something when you don't. So just being honest and transparent that shows, who you are and how you are as a founder, but putting in the work to understand the questions that you would be asked in the diligence process or in the pitching process and finding those answers for yourself. And to date, we've raised over $1.1 million. And I would say like that really has helped in the process. There's also things, I think there's a question about like, in the pitch process, if there's anything that I would do different, I'm like, it was good. But I think in the fundraising process, I would be, and I know Monica,
Go for it.
she know, because she done told me, it's really like having a tight process, right? I think it's
I never
really
said that before.
having a tight process. And what that looks like is having, a certain time frame where you're going out to market and you're pitching your company and you're setting up time for diligence. I think it's really unique when you're in business and you have customers and you have a team, you have all these things going on. And so it's about like finding that right balance. Spoiler alert, there is no balance. It's like figuring it out. And that's what we've been doing. We've been figuring it out, and we have incredible investors, some that have participated, that are in this room, and some that are, all around the world. And I'm just really excited to have them on board supporting us.
Speaking of investors, there's several investors in the room. Talk about, both of you, tell us a little bit about what made you choose to partner with certain investors versus others, and so that they can know as well. Like, what are the things that stuck out about the investors that you actually made connections with and did a deal with?
Well, major thing that we have seen is them understanding our customer. So many investors that I spoke with, that I've pitched, many do not have the confidence that this customer would not spend money on the technology like this. But we knew, because we came from that ecosystem, we came from that network, we know we can sell to the customer, and we've been doing this last 3 years. And just some investors just don't get it. At the end of the day, we just have to do or see the investor. As long as they understand our customer well, that's the investor we're going to take the money from. Otherwise, what's the point?
No, that's true. Krista?
Yeah, the investors that I was like, yes, let's go. You're the ones for me. Were the ones that were like, I think there was two, where it was like, okay, you need the money, so I'm gonna get out the way, right? And they understood their value add. But there's also investors that were like, let's roll up the sleeves. I'm gonna provide strategic value to help you get to where you need to go. And those investors in particular were the ones that, like, in the process, were asking really insightful questions, not to trip me up, but to help me find the answer. And I thought that was, really, really special. Those that were like really gracious with their time, gracious with their resources, not just the capital, but the connections and the connections to customers, connections to other investors, those that were really willing to put in the work to provide not just capital, but that strategic support that's going to take us to the next level. I think money is out there, you can get the money, right? But it's about finding that right partnership, that strategic value that you really can't put a dollar amount on.
I like that. And this room is filled with a ton of different roles in the ecosystem. Some investors, some fellow founders, some corporate partners, some other members of the ecosystem from the city and government, things like that. What can the startup ecosystem do to help startups such as yours?
Give first. I feel like that's such a, I know that's like kind of corny, is it? It's the Techstars model, but it's real. I think that has been the thing that's helped me. Being in this ecosystem as a founder, I love it when partners and like ecosystem partners come out and they're like, what do you need? And I think as a founder, it's really important to know the answer to that question, right? And a lot of people are like, well, I don't know. But I have a running list. I'm like, oh, okay, I need this, I'm hiring, I need this, I need that. And seeing the ecosystem follow through on that. Maybe it's not something that they can provide directly, but maybe they know someone who may know someone.
Connections.
The connections are everything. And I would say that, like, to the ecosystem, ask a founder, what can you do? Like, what do you need? And how can I be helpful? And really, like, following through. Then I would say to the founder on the other end, just follow up and follow through on that one.
Okay.
Adding to that, I think the ecosystem is a great thing because you never know which entrepreneur or which founder is selling to your customer. At the end of the day, we're all spending independently different dollars to create the sales teams, to do the same thing, to sell to the same customer. Why don't we just collaborate and spend money together for the same sales team to spend it together? I mean, we have great founders like Tristan, Asha, Jump and Pass. We are collaborating with many other startups who are selling to our customer to bring or to give the greater value to my end customer, at the same time sharing the costs that will reduce the burden on individual company at any given point of time. So I think that is the actual true value between the entrepreneurs. I think we have to take advantage of this ecosystem. If you find any other entrepreneur who's selling to your customer, it's very good to have that conversation to increase the value of your offering, and then to create wealth or even ecosystem together that can help many other entrepreneurs who will be coming into the market, who will be selling to that customer at any given point of time.
That sounds amazing. Well, I just want to, I know we're going to get back to our next set of pitches, but thank you to Charisma Eve, founder and CEO of Gildform, and Nikhil Kohli, I messed up again. Sorry, Nikhil. Founder and CEO of mokSa. Thank you guys. Thank you.